I looked. The last time I read One Piece was in February.
Oh, you can start again.
Yeah, and I saw that. I was like, damn, that's a long time. Let me change that.
You read one chapter.
I am caught up
Oh,
to One
okay.
Piece.
Hell yeah, bud. Were you excited?
Well,
Was I excited? A little bit, yeah. And I caught up, and you know what? The flashback stuff is cool, but I'm ready for it to be over.
it just started. What do you mean?
I was ready for it to be over the moment Loki was like, before we can talk about what happened with Dad, we got to talk about what happened with Rock. Who is teaching you all of these things? It's like, fuck if you were already there in the moment as a child. Where the fuck did you learn about all this other shit from? Like, how the fuck do you know what happened at God Valley? That's crazy.
The whole flashback with Loki and like his dad, it's like, yeah, this is cool stuff. You know, we're learning about the giants and all that. It deviating to God Valley, I don't know. It's just I'm not really that interested. I do like the mystery of God Valley and not knowing what it is, but you know, it's One Piece. So we're eventually going to find out about everything.
We're gonna be put in the loop some way.
I just want to see how Dragon gets his fruit. I think he's going to get his fruit on the island.
The quick moments where like, oh wow, things could have been so different, right? Yvonne could have had the dragon fruit, and then Katakuri could have had it. It's like, man, imagine like how different stuff would be if that was the case. Kuma not getting the fruit, that would have been crazy.
What about Dragon?
What about him?
What's your take on that? Because I like that. I like the fact that we can see the moment he becomes a revolutionary.
I think it's crazy that Garb didn't know any of this shit. I don't know if he did know or didn't know based off what I've seen so far, because I think I stopped at I don't know what number I was at. I think it ended with 2. Garb heading towards the island after Roger. Dragon was already there on the island, basically disobeying orders. And it's just like, why? He's really the only one asking questions.
Yep.
Yeah, all the same. I was like, okay, we see that he rescues Shanks and Shamrocks, and then Shamrocks gets taken away. That all that shit to me was just like, oh man, like just the chain of events are all unfolding right now. Like, I'm really curious. One of the things I was more curious about that I haven't seen yet was like the whole thing with Big Mom and Kaido. For this entire flashback, you know, Kaido is just kind of hanging back, and is just always kind of behind Big Mom. Right? It's just like, dude, you promised me a fucking devil fruit. You've been giving me, you've been promising me this devil fruit for like the longest time. Are you sure there's a devil fruit here? The assortments of devil fruits that they must have collected, I don't know if they were already all in God Island or if they just must have like individually collected them throughout the year and brought them all together to God Island, since that's where they decided to hold the contest.
God Valley.
Oh, sorry, God Valley.
Yeah, I mean the origin of where the devil fruits spawn, you know, we still don't know that. And I'm sure they know. Obviously, right? Like the fact that Don Flamingo was able to get Ace's fruit 2 years later, you know, and he's got connections everywhere, I'm sure, just like Shanks does. Yeah, they probably have a good idea of where it is. They keep it all in check, probably.
Karina had asked me this because we're still in the middle of watching Marineford.
Yes.
And so, obviously, I think we mentioned this last time, but it's already old. She already knows, so she's already asking questions about everything that's happening afterwards. So one of the things that she asked me about was, you know, like, isn't the fruit technically going to appear somewhere out of nowhere the moment he dies? And I was like, yeah, basically by the lore standpoint, that's how that should work. The moment Ace dies, his fruit is just going to appear somewhere randomly in the world. And then just unbeknownst to us all, you know, like you said, Don Flamingo somehow got a hold of it. I do think that that's nuts. Like, the idea of like, fuck, man, the idea of just having like the wherewithal to tell where the fruit is going to end up, if anything like that. Because 2 years is a really short amount of time.
Well, also, I don't think it's the moment they die. There's like some kind of weird window frame for it, because if it was the moment they die, then Blackbeard couldn't get the Quake fruit.
I don't know if that was the case for Whitebeard. And we don't technically know what he did yet, right? We're always just making speculations about what Blackbeard did. My assumption is still under the frame of thought that he like somehow ate a piece of him and was somehow able to like eat the fruit through eating him. I don't know if that makes sense. Also, what I just said like tracks. I don't necessarily think that the fruit leaves the person's body when they're dead. I just think that the fruit sprouts again when they die. Necessarily like they didn't lose their power, they're just dead. They can't use their power, but they still technically ate that fruit. Kind of like how Brook's power works, because otherwise Brook wouldn't have come back against his own power.
Well, yeah, but it's not like the Quake fruit or Brooks fruit is going to be spawning somewhere. As far as Blackbeard, I want to say it has to do with the dark fruit, and maybe it's like some kind of awakening thing, you know, because since it's such an abstract fruit, we could go anywhere with it. But yeah, I think that makes sense for Blackbeard's fruit because, you know, his whole thing is with his whole crew. He's just going around collecting devil fruits for everybody.
He took that one dude's fruit from Gecko Moria's crew, Pedro.
Yeah, the invisible fruit.
The invisible fruit, yeah, and he gave it to the dude from the prison.
But so yeah, where's the tree at, guys? That's what we need to know.
Mary Joie in Emu's bathroom.
Probably.
I don't know. Man.
Honestly, probably.
I always think it is somewhere with Emu. But if that was the case, I think they would have hoarded a lot of those powers, or a lot of the bigger ones, right?
I don't even know. Emu can do anything. Just wonder what it looks like.
Yeah, the demon stuff
Yeah.
is pretty crazy, man. When Emu possessed not Brooke's daughter or whoever that is, right, and spread her wings and started flipping everybody, like all the giants, like that's wild.
Yeah, man, I thought that part was nuts. I also thought that part was a little stupid.
It's edgy. What are
I
you
was
Which
like,
one?
wow. That whole thing about like Emu being able to like control her, and then just from there just turning all the giants against each other, just with like the demon power. Again, I was like, that's a cool concept. I think that he can only do that with her though. I don't know if he can just like transmutate into just anybody. I think that she, because I think Emu is a girl actually.
Well, we don't really know.
We don't know.
I've seen the fan art.
Okay.
Right, 'cause she could be like what is it, like the princess?
Yeah, one of the theories it's she's Vivi's ancestor.
Yeah, but I don't think that she can do that with like any of the other the saints, the knights.
I think the reason Emu can do it is because they're using Emu's power, like the whole devil power and the thing, like they're marked or whatever, and they're all immortal. Like I'm willing to bet it stems from Emu, so Emu's able to just go like take over anybody they want.
I don't know what would rival that, because it's just like so far somebody with like Conqueror's Hockey can like fight back. Now it's even a more advanced technique of hockey that you have to use with your moves, because it's like there is that whole thing that Luffy had to learn with how to imbue his hockey with his attacks during the Wano arc when he was in prison, separate from the time that he was already training with the supposed hockey master Rayleigh. The levels of just climbing with these hockey, and I don't know, I feel like it's also getting to a point where if only people with Conqueror's Hockey are going to be able to like really match up, either the rest of his crew is just going to somehow develop Conqueror's Hockey, which I really, really doubt, or, you know, like there are just going to be too many characters that are about to be like oversaturated in the One Piece world that are just already at that level of Conqueror's Hockey. So like basically everybody's, you know, already as powerful or could be as powerful as Zoro or Luffy from the jump. I don't really feel like that highlights really like the scale of how much they have to get stronger, like the climbing from wherever they're at to wherever they need to be at. Like that, I think you mentioned this a while back when it comes to like animation, at least like how it's all flashy and shit, but I also think that goes hand in hand with trying to basically show and demonstrate how overpowered they all are now. It's like, what are we doing? Like, this was supposed to be One Piece, and now it's like One Piece ballsy.
One Piece balls.
Well, it's the shonen problem. Once the combat and fights are all power based, and there's a scale for that, it's just you can only go up. Sure, there's like room for like unique stuff to happen, but yeah, at the end of the day, especially now, it's like, yeah, how strong is your hockey? Because you're gonna need it. And yeah, as far as the crew, it's only gonna be Luffy and Zoro, right? They're the only ones that have the supreme hockey, so it's just gonna be up to them most of the time. Like Sanji's gonna have his own unique thing, of course, because his body's different. And the rest of the crew they're just gonna be there, man.
You're just along for the ride, dude.
That's just what it's been, unfortunately. You know, like the weak trio, they're staying the same. Like Frankie's probably going to have stuff because technology, and like there's a lot of ancient tech that he could probably work with Vegapunk. Brooke has some unique stuff. He's dead, so I wonder like how effective his Devil Fruit's going to be with that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's it, you know. And it's not like they all need to be like super strong like that, you know, like sure like Roger's crew and Shanks's crew are all super strong, but it's not like they all have Conqueror's hockey.
They're just built different. They're just like that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. What was it like? Yaosop took down. Was it Yaosop that took down
Bartolomeo?
Kids Crew? No, Kids Crew. The second time,
No, that was Shanks.
Shanks
Yeah,
himself
Shanks
did it.
took
Yeah,
down
he
the whole
one-shotted.
Yep.
Yeah, Useless Kid is gone, dude.
I remember that incorrectly because I thought that that was somebody else that did it for him.
No, Yasop shot down Bartolomeo's ship after they left.
Oh, okay, so that was Bartolomeo. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, so I just remembered. It
Yeah,
wrong.
so Yasop's
But
a
yeah,
piece
so,
of
like-
shit, dude.
He very much demonstrates the point. It's just like, yeah, like he just fucking decimates anybody with like one shot, or at least could of that caliber, you know. Man, it's not like I'm expecting Nami or Chopper to be able to take down like one of the Saints or one of the five Elders. Like, I'm not asking for that. I'm just saying, like, in terms of scale, like, where are we gonna see them at the end? Where does it all fit in with everybody who is coming at them, the government? So as far as I know, any other native entity that is allied with the government, circumstances and pirates that are just up to no good, I guess, right? Like just all of these people again all at once, and they're just so overpowered. And I just think to myself, I was like, man, there's gonna be a lot of bullshit going on right now until we figure this out. This is definitely the reason why this is probably gonna take another 10 years for this to end.
Yeah, and the flashback stuff, like, we're only, like, in the first, maybe third of it. It's crazy. There's been a lot of good stuff that's come out of it, like, lore-wise and all that. But where it's at now, I'm like, dude, we're not even there yet. And that's the crazy part. Because once the God Valley stuff is over, right, the next thing is to wrap up what happened with Loki's father and all that. And then pull it back to the present, finally. And then, you know, they're going to do whatever.
Man, yeah, I was really hoping that it was just gonna wrap up right after God Valley, but yeah, you're probably right. They're gonna have to go full circle and close that flashback, and then close the other flashback, and then finally close the third flashback, which is technically the first flashback that they started with, just so that way they can go into how Luffy is going to be able to use his hockey now to fight the Knights. Awesome. I really want to see Loki join the pirate crew. I don't think it's gonna happen. Like it was well established way in the beginning of the series that Luffy's like, I want 10. He's got his 10. Sometimes I run into those fucking rage based posts on take two. Sometimes I run into those rage bait posts on Twitter and Instagram where they're like showing like some stupid ass like theory of Loki being like the 10th crew member.
Well, here's the thing, though. Luffy says, yeah, I need about 10 people. That's probably good enough. Now, is Luffy including himself in that? Because if he isn't, then there is a slot available. And then it goes to the point, well, is it Yamato then? Because Yamato wanted to join the crew, and I think Luffy agreed, but Yamato stayed behind. I feel like Loki's going to be similar to Yamato, though, to where by the end of it, Luffy's going to ask again, and he's probably going to stay and help lead the Giants, you know, take over as the new king or whatever, in tandem with his brother, probably. And then, you know, when the big battle comes, the Giants will be there as part of Luffy's fleet that's going to show up at the end.
Yeah.
I think his brother might die, honestly.
Ooh.
With the way that things have been going, I'm pretty sure there's going to be more than one permanent death on this island.
Nobody dies in One Piece.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just think that it might like fit the theme since, you know, like their mom died, or technically like his mom died.
Who, Loki's?
Harujin.
Origin's mom? I'm curious. I guess I'm curious to see how she dies, if that's going to be a big thing or not.
I want to see. Did they already show what Loki's eyes look like? I might have forgotten about that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember reading through that.
It's like a demon eyes, right?
Yeah, they should. The demon eyes, yeah, when he's an infant, and then his mom's like, that's not my child, kill it. Kill it.
Yeah, I'm excited for what's happening, man. Just want to see what's going on with God Valley, and then from there, however long it takes, whatever the pace is, hopefully they pick it up a little bit.
Hmm.
Yeah, I want to keep the flashbacks to the minimum if possible.
I think unfortunately that will never be the case though,
Yeah.
because there's just still so much mystery. I guess we as the audience have to know, and then by tandem, I guess Luffy, right? Because I think they're talking to Luffy, explaining the flashback stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I think they were on an elevator right before the
Oh
thing
no, we're
started.
back on the boat from Berserk, guys.
Oh yeah, they were going. Well, they split up. Like Zoro and Sanji went up top, and then Luffy stayed behind, and Loki's explaining the background. My prediction for God Valley is Roger and Garp fighting rocks, but I'm sure there's going to be something else that happened, and like another, like a real reason why they had to team up and fight rocks together.
Ooh, I'm actually one chapter behind.
I probably
Yeah,
am, too.
62 came out today. Yeah, it's been fun seeing some of the theories for One Piece. When Rocks revealed that his name is fake, basically, because he's been hiding that he's Davy D.
Davey.
If he's saying that's fake, what about the other ones? What about, like, the Monkey family? Is that even their real name?
Oh, like they could be Davy D. Luffy, Davy D.
I don't know if it's, like, if they're going to be Davy as well, but, like, they could have a different name or something.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Talking about some real life shit for a second. We did not talk about this last week. I wanted to wait until Gerry was available. Me and Gerry, we took a trip when we went to Universal Studios. We went to Horror Nights.
Oh, you did?
How did you like it? I forgot to ask you two. How did you like it?
Oh man, I loved it. I thought it was really cool. We went with my wife, and she also loved it too. She did end up having a lot of chafing the day
Oh,
after, which I expected. It was a lot of walking.
Yeah.
It's cool, man. It was definitely a time. Universal Studios fashion, getting there early, the wait times were not as bad. But the later the night went on, of course, the lines are going to get super, super long. Most of the attractions were worth
Yeah.
the wait, getting the bullshit out of the way first. We went to see, first, talking about the attractions that they had. So they had a haunted house for Fallout. They had a haunted house for the Terrifier, which is like the gory clown guy.
Yeah. I don't think we went on that one, did we?
No, we did not.
Yeah.
I'm just listing them all. There was an attraction. It wasn't really so much as like a haunted house, but it was more like a movie.
Viewing.
They had yeah, I guess they had like an animated short. It was like maybe 5 or 10 minutes of Chainsaw Man. So it was like a Chainsaw Man horror thing, and it was from like Universal Studios Japan. They took the little section where you would see like Shrek 4D back when they like had all that shit together, and it's like on those chairs that have like all these special effects, so like they vibrate and kind of move, will like shoot out mist and shit like that. It was okay, honestly, but like basically what it is like you're watching this promo of Universal Studios Japan, and there's like a pumpkin ghost cartoon, and he's just like some cute motherfucker, and he's just like, oh, you're gonna be watching a movie about zombies, and you guys are gonna feel like all the actors come out and try to scare you and do all these things.
None of that
blah,
shit
blah, blah.
happened.
Right, none of that shit happened. It's supposed to be like a meta thing, like that's what you were supposed to be watching within the movie, right? So like in the movie there is also people sitting down, right? And they're technically the ones going through all of it, and you're just watching them. The 4D technically breaks out when the pumpkin ghost brings the zombies through that reality into your reality, and then that's where all the things like start taking place. I don't know, it was just kind of, but all the same, like it was just 3D Chainsaw Man. The animation was pretty cool, like it wasn't that bad. It was season 1, because obviously we haven't gotten to Risei yet. With Chainsaw Man being over in like 6 or 5 chapters, it just didn't really hit the same for me. I just saw all of these characters aside from Denji. Like I saw Power, I saw Aki, we saw Konbeni.
That's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I was just like, man, like, damn, I don't even remember any one of you. Like I don't even remember the last time any one of you were important. It fucking sucked.
When there's like attractions and like other promotional stuff that looks cool for a series, it's not for you. It's for the anime fans.
Hurry up and catch up.
Yeah, it's very
God
true.
damn. I wanted to see Konbeni do some some of her berserker crap, but she was just scared the whole time. Pumpkin Ghost was turned out to be a devil that feeds on the oh, get ready, that feeds on the fear from Halloween Horror Nights. So the more people
okay.
are scared, the stronger it gets. You know, that crap. It was just like, yeah, like Oscar said in the beginning, there's just zombies. The crew are pretty much like getting overrun. There were like, I think 3 acts. The first act I think was the zombies coming out, and then the second act they exited the movie theater and they were like trying to fight the ghost, but the ghost was doing some bara bara no mi shit, where she started like body parts were flying everywhere and they were grabbing like the whole crew, each one trying to figure their own way out. I saw more Aki than anything trying to get a hold of the situation, and the other 3 were like kind of dicking around. Denji was like, "What's happening?" mostly, but you know, Power being Power, she's just having fun, and Konbeni was just screaming the entire time. And then like the last part was like the actual demon comes out and they try to fight him. He eats everyone. There was a little bit of mist to simulate the blood, but it was more of like annoying than anything else really, because it was just a big theater. We were all just sitting down and like, I don't know, dude. It was just an episode of Chainsaw Man, the Halloween special, and like the vibrating seats were, I don't know. It was okay. I think it really did mean to be like a 4D kind of thing, but I don't know. Maybe like logistics issues with the goggles and shit didn't work out, so they just made it like plain kind of CGI animation. Because I can really see it actually being pretty cool. Because there's a lot of parts where it looks like they're supposed to be coming out at you like 3D, but it was all just like the 2D animation, and we're all just like, all right, this is all right, I guess. Good way to start.
Yeah, you gotta be immersed, dude.
Nah. It was a good. It was a good start to the night, honestly, because or it could have been a good ending too, because there was a lot of walking and we were all just sitting down for the whole time. It really makes me miss the original trio, because now with Chainsaw Man, everything's kind of weird.
The world is always ending every time Denji is about to get laid.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were definitely right about that. We could have done that at the end too, and it would not have made any difference at all. The wait time for that Chainsaw Man movie was probably like 10 minutes.
It wasn't even that long.
Yeah, it said 20 minutes, but it really wasn't that long at all. Like, because the movie's not that long at all. You know what I mean? Like, you're just kind of just sitting there for a minute. Yeah, from there, I think the very first thing that we did was we went to
The Terror Tram.
what was it? The tour. The
Yeah, it
Terror
was the
Tram.
the
Yeah.
Blumhouse Terror Tram.
Man, I don't know if you've ever seen any promotions for the Megan movie, but that was basically like Megan the Ride.
Oh, really?
Like,
Yeah, okay. Okay, look. I didn't watch any of the movies. I just know my parents watched like the first one and they liked it. But the second one was kind of ass, and I can kind of tell by the trailer like this kind of sucks. However, what they did, like the set pieces and like the scare actors, they did a great job, man. And I could say that throughout the whole night. So when you ride the tram, right, to get to the back lot to where all like the mazes are, what they show you in the beginning is pretty much who's leading their terror tram, who's leading like the event, and it kind of changes every year, depends on what the theme is going to be about. So this theme started off with Megan, and they showed her dumbass on the screen saying, just spitting some chingaderas, some shit. I don't fucking remember. I just like tuned out when she started talking. And then we got off. The actors playing her, because you know how she's a doll, I literally could not tell whether or not like they were all wearing masks or if they all looked the same. I spotted a little bit of differences from each actor, but at the same time they could be wearing masks just to look realistic. I'm not sure. That was cool. I actually had a good time with that funhouse. It was I don't know, like I think the scare actors kind of carried that most of it. I wasn't like bored, you know. I'd much rather go through the funhouse like 10 times than to watch the movie.
yeah, I agree with you. One of the other things that I'll say about the tour, the tram tour, they highlighted another movie. We actually talked about it right after the house was over, where we were done with the tour. Because I had looked right at Gerry, and I was first let me disclaim. We get on the tour and we're in the tram, and you're only in the tram for maybe like 3 or 4 minutes, and then you have to get off and walk like the rest of the way. and then you get back on later. And during that time where you're walking, which is technically the house that Jerry's talking about, like you're going through like the hotel from
The Bates Motel.
the Bates Motel. Yeah, thank you. So you like walk through the Bates Motel, loop around through like this airplane wreckage. I don't know what that was supposed to be, but I think it was just
Yeah,
an
I think
airplane wreckage.
that's just a set piece.
And right before they get into Black Phone, wow, dude! Like I had not seen the first Black Phone, but they were doing the promotion for the second Black Phone. That movie just seems really fucking nuts. On some, I don't know if this guy's a demon or a real person or whatever the fuck it is, but this guy is just like stupid nuts. Like with some of the shit that they were showing in the trailer, some of the kills that they were doing, and I think one of the other things that really like highlights how scary the movie is it involves a phone booth which no one has seen in like over 10 years. One of the first things I said, I was like, dude, that's a fucking phone booth. Like, where do they have those anymore? It was nuts, dude. But yeah, like the guy's mask is really cool. They had a whole bunch of actors that had like, I don't know if they were real chainsaws, but there were chainsaws. They made the
They're real
noise, the thing
chainsaws.
spins.
No.
really?
Yeah, they don't.
No, shut up.
No.
Okay, because you know I'm gullible as fuck, and I was really about to believe his ass.
They're real chainsaws without the chain.
Okay. That makes
Is
sense.
that right?
Okay,
Okay.
I'll take that.
So I went to one of these things out here last year, and yeah, they were doing the chainsaw noise and stuff. Like you could smell the gasoline. They would scrape it across like a metal fence to get the sparks going. But yeah, there's no blade.
Oh, okay. They would just like basically like try to mow, not literally mow you down, but they would like if they saw you in like groups of 2 or 3, they would run in your direction, like sometimes even straight diagonal through more people, and they would just try to get you to be like separated so that all of you are like walking individually, like you can't hold hands or nothing.
Yeah, they run that shit like right at your feet. Like they run right up to your face and they get so close to that, and then like they fuck off.
When they get you from
Oh,
behind
yeah.
too, that's probably when you get
There was a
tripped
like
up
there
a
was a
little bit.
point like early on we were walking through a scare zone, and I was trying to find a map just to see where we are, and just in case like if we ever wanted to do anything else, we can just go look at it. So I was looking up a good high res map, but there weren't fucking any available online. So I had to deal with like a fucking low resolution. Oscar had asked me to send it to him. Bro, the entire time I could not focus on what I was doing because of like I was kept looking over my shoulder and listening to everybody else scream, and it took me like a good 10 minutes just to fucking send the link to Oscar, just because like I was on guard like most of the fucking night, bro.
Yeah, it was great. The only time that you were safe was pretty much when you were in
Yeah,
line
or
somewhere.
Mario World.
Oh yeah, that's true. I could not forget a chance to pass that up. Like the tickets that we bought, like dual admission. So like there was like 2 to 3 hours during the time that the day park was still open that you can go into, and you could basically stay in there until they close the day park and then they start the nighttime, right? Because early access for Horror Nights was like, I think it was like 5:30, 6, whenever they closed the park. Horror Nights actually started at 7 o'clock. So we got there reasonably early. I think we didn't actually get into the park until like maybe 6:15 or
Yeah.
6:30. They had like I think this is something that I didn't technically remember, or maybe it's just been way too long for me, but they had like all the shops in the front. Like if you remember Disneyland, usually when you're in the Disneyland side of the park, you know, like you walk in a little bit and they have that giant flower bed. Right behind the flower bed there are like all of those shops, you know, like Fifth Avenue type shit. And then like from there you go into like the actual amusement park. Well, they have like the same thing, right? There's like just a couple of shops, and then right past those shops they had like a restaurant, which was like a Fallout themed restaurant. And we didn't really like stop there at all. I was really like more interested in seeing like what type of food they would have had there, right? Like to fit the theme. And they had stuff like cram, which is like Fallout spam.
Salisbury steak, Sunset Sarsaparilla, with all the flavors of the wasteland.
Right, yeah, pretty much everything there. Blamco mac and cheese. Yeah. This show is great, dude. Yeah, they really did have a lot of stuff there. It was pretty cool. I think they had squirrel on
I
a
think
stick,
so, yeah.
which it was probably just like meat kebab.
Yeah.
You know, we went pretty much almost everywhere in that bitch. When we eventually did get into the Fallout haunted house, because I think that was like the third house we got into, right? Yeah, because we took the tram first, and then we went.
No, we want to Fallout after that, I think.
Okay, so it was the second one. But it was again like a 20-minute thing because we were there early. They had like this little promotional thing
Oh, that was...
during the wait in line. Yeah, there's a couple different ones too. I think we only caught well, Jerry actually ended up catching two of them, and I only caught one of them.
It's supposed
Um,
to be like a promotional video for to work at Vaultec, and it shows like the five. It showed five like
the nose.
yeah, no, but like the whole thing was about the promotional the opportunities for promotion, and like that's like each episode. So that we caught the first one, which was like the you're pretty much the salesman for a vault, and you have to go and he's like, what did they say? Like the nose, and yeah, the nose, and
Yeah,
the first one was
the five
was like,
nose.
well, I don't want to live underground. Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. Yeah, there was like a note to like I don't want to live underground. There was a note to like there's too many people. I think there was like a note to like what are we gonna do or what are we gonna eat? And there's just like there's plenty to do in the vault. And I think there was like a point where like you're watching the vault tech salesperson who is basically supposed to be you, and he's just like you don't want to end up getting radioactively burned or stuck out here with the bad or the communists. And then like all of a sudden you just see like the lady on the other end just like like gasp and almost faint, and she's just like reaching into her purse like in that cartoon sense while she's still fainting and just handing him money, right? Like just so that way she can get the place in
It
the
was
vault.
so funny, man. They a bunch of times. Well, out of the two episodes I saw, they just had me dying the fucking entire time just watching it. That was pretty cool, man. I kind of want to look them up just to see how it ends, because I'm sure it's gonna end with you being maybe like an overseer or something.
Oh, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, if they have them all on like on YouTube or something, that'd be cool to
Yeah.
watch. I haven't even bothered to check. Eventually, though, when we got into the actual the haunted house, this was actually pretty creative. It reminds me of, and I think this is probably what it was, almost 1-to-1. But I don't know if you remember in the show, Danny, you finished it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you remember when the Raiders they raid the vault where Judy and the other dude is the dude from the Enclave.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's basically that scene where you walk in and everybody's like basically on the floor or murdered, decimated, mutilated. I almost stepped on a prop because I wasn't paying attention. But immediately when you walk in, when the haunted house starts, there's a prop to your bottom right, and it's like a vault dweller with her part of her face is like degloved and like heavily cloven from what I assume was like an axe or something like that. And like I just didn't I wasn't paying attention. I almost stepped on her face. But then when I got a good look at her, I was like, oh, that's really cool. I just stepped right over her, and we kept going from there. They had highlighted like a lot of the enemies from the vault. So like you would, or not enemies from the vault, but from the game. So like all of the scare actors were like ghouls. Well, they didn't really show up because that would have
They
been
showed
too
up to
easy.
like in the very end, which I really appreciated, because they could just flat out started with the ghouls, zombies.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
say that to the end, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, like it. You were just in a vault for like a while.
On theme though, they did have the raiders. Half of them were already in like either raider attire or they were like vault dwellers turned over or like fighting back. I'm not really sure. And then they had like a section. They didn't really have like any animatronics, but they had like I guess a section where you would see like a projected image of I forgot what they're called. I feel like such a fake fan. They're like the medical robots.
Oh, the Mr. Handies.
Right, yeah, the Mr. Handies. And you would like see it like in like the medical bay or whatever, trying to like vivisect something or like vivisect somebody that's alive. And so it's cool. Like I was almost thinking like they were gonna have some sort of like hand come out with like the little buzzsaw or something like as you're walking. But like I said, they didn't really do anything like that. It was pretty cool though, because right after that is where we got to kind of like the last section, and you see like a big like shootout area, and you just see the ghoul And he's just going side to side between pillar and pillar, trying to shoot at people, and you included. I'd say the one downside to that haunted house is a lot of the other haunted houses had like some sort of merch section nearby, but Fallout didn't, and that really sucked because like I didn't really notice until way later, but they had some decent stuff from Fallout that I would have wanted to get. Most of the stuff that I saw was just like in random vendor carts throughout the park. You know, like the ones that sell water and drinks, and I'm sorry, like drinks and coffee or like snacks or whatever while you're waiting in line. Like they'll sometimes have lanyards and shit. I saw like some dude walking around with like a fucking. It looked like a fucking like an American football jersey, but was just Fallout. Like it was just blue and white and the yellow, and then it just said I forgot what it said on the back, like where it had like the football player's name or whatever. But yeah, it was pretty cool. They also sold like a backpack that I didn't see until like way later. Actually, when we were in there was a haunted. The last haunted house that we went into was in Americana for Latin America. So it was like a folklore about Latin American haunted houses, and I'll let Jerry get into that. But while we were in line, there was like a vending machine or a vendor, and he was selling a backpack from Vault 33, like the one that Lucy wears from the show. But it was like $150, and it was not good material. Let me tell you, it was not $150 worth. It came with like an all yellow blanket, you know, like the same one that's like rolled up on top of her backpack. But it was just like a really small, thin ass blanket, and most of the ones that I saw were dirty, stained, like they were like dragged on the floor or something. So I was like, I don't know who the fuck would have bought one of those backpacks, but all of them were still there, like as if they were all stocked up. I don't know how many they sold. They were bullshit.
Yeah, some of it was cool, some of it wasn't, but they were all heavily priced.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got drinks and food a few times.
Ooh, sorry.
That wasn't that bad. The drinks weren't that bad anyway.
The water? Yeah, you're right.
We had some Freddy Fazbear's pizza.
Ooh.
It was alright. You know what? That was probably like the best part of the Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria experience. Just the food at the afterwards, because we waited in that fucking line for 2 hours, dude.
Buddy, there were so many lines.
Let me tell you how fucking mid that funhouse was. I know I said before that the scare actors sort of carried it. They entirely carried this one, dude. I don't know what I was expecting, all right? Maybe I wanted some more realistic animatronics, but God, everything looks so like stiff. Like you see Freddy and then the gang and all of them, and they're all just like moving around like old Chuck E. Cheese. I wanted one to fucking just pop out at me, right? Maybe I missed Foxy because it seemed like he was the only one who would actually like run towards you, but he was like he was on a track, and it was all like, again, really stiff, kind of put together. I kind of wanted to see some stuff rotted, you know, but I think it's based not off the game but off the movie. So like they look like how they look. I wanted to see some Ennard action, man. I wanted to see like a fucking exoskeleton just come out and just try to swipe somebody.
Too early for that, man.
Too early for that. And we saw the trailer on the Terror Tram, dude. I am so hyped, bro, because they're bringing in so many good characters.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to hear Megan Fox as Toy Chica,
I
bro.
can't even get excited for that. The cool thing about it was like you had to walk through the kitchen at one point, and Chica was there just fucking standing still with flashing eyes. I'm like, okay, that's whatever. The place smelled like pizza. I thought that was a good little detail to have in there, because this fat fucking bird just loves pizza. But after that, I hardly remember what happens. I just remember like the security guard running out from the office, and he had like scars on his face, right? And that was one of the scare actors. He did a cool job, you know. He probably escaped one of the suits like from where he was running from, but it's like, besides that, I don't know, man. Everything else was kind of a blur. Like, it's like I want to see more, but at the same time I don't, because we pretty much heard everything that was going on inside in the line.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's all played on like a big loop. What's his face? Springtrap, like hanging.
Yeah, we saw Foxy too.
That was it, though. At least I missed when he was running towards you, because he was like retracting as we were walking by, and he was doing the little humming tune that he does. Matthew Lillard too in the suit was like just in the suit. It wasn't a scare actor, it was an animatronic, just like hanging on a meat hook. And that was the end of it.
I actually got him running at me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Uh,
got that you're talking about the bunny, right? Like the gold
the
one
yellow.
with the
Yeah,
purple
yeah.
tie. Yeah. Yeah, I got him. It was like showed like a little bit of his ribs exposed and shit like that with him inside of it, and then he's like kind of running at you with the knife and like yelling animalistically. Yeah, yeah, I got a little bit of that. It was decent for what it was. For the love of God, it was not worth the time that we waited in that line. I don't know what it was with like the people that were like ahead of us. Altogether, when we entered that line, okay, when we entered that line, it looked empty. We literally went in. So to get into the Freddy Fazbear experience, you had to go through parts of the line for Transformers,
Oh my god, that was crazy too, man.
and they didn't have anybody inside. They didn't have any attendants inside. It's just like
No
rope.
music.
Yeah,
What?
because you go inside that bitch and it's like pretty much one direction or so you think, and then all of a sudden it's like you're in one of those like those like go back room type shit where like you're gonna make a turn and all of a sudden you turn back to the same area you were at and the entrance is gone. And your only option is to literally just keep going forward and figure it out. Like I think there was only one wrong turn that we had made, but we were like just cutting through all these ropes and shit like that, trying to
You know
find the
why?
way
Because
out.
that somebody fucking unhooked the chain, which became a real bastard for everybody else, man. There were chains blocking off like certain segments to go, so so like you go the correct way, but some asshole like unlinked the chain, that thing that actually took you into the ride, and then for a second, us and then another group were kind of confused on where to go. Fuck that guy, whoever did that.
If it was the dude in front of us,
Oh my god, bro.
crazy.
And the crazier part too was like when we were in line and we were like next to the exit, right? There were so many people like talking it up, which made me like made my fucking conspiracy mind come to life, which is like, what if they hire people just to go through and just like hype up this thing? Because it was not that hype, bro.
Like a fake participator. They're not technically fake,
Yeah.
but they're like fake. Yeah,
They're just waiting in the exit to come out with another group,
the
and
fucking
then they'll just talk
planters.
it up. God, bro. Yeah, fucking the plants.
That's so nuts,
I
dude.
kept turning back to Oscar and his wife and being like, so this might be worth it then. It was not worth it.
It was a hell of a time, man. I'll tell you that much. Aside from that, we our tickets gave us the opportunity to go see Super Mario World, which is actually referred to as Nintendo World in the theme park.
It's just Mario.
It is just Mario though, so far.
No DK?
No, no DK.
No,
I
I mean,
Not
I
yet.
saw him in the ride, but that's about it. There was no DK.
They had one main attraction in Super Mario World, which was the Mario Kart ride. It was really cool. We were just missing. We totally would have had it too. It was kind of pissed me off, but
Yeah, we had it. We would have had it. It's just my fucking goggles fell off, like,
Oh,
in the
not.
beginning.
I mean, despite that, if we had a fourth, we still would have had it. But anyway, like so, like the actual like amusement park for a second, just to talk about it. Walking into the Nintendo World area of the park, you go through like the little tunnel, right? The little pipe. Inside the pipe is supposed to be like a kind of like this Rainbow Road type thing where like all the lights are shining and it's kind of like a fun experience. And then on the other side of that immediately is Princess Peach's castle, like the inside of the castle. So if you're familiar with like Super Mario 64, right, and you walk in through the double doors for the first time and you go inside the castle, there's the main foyer. That's what you walk into Super Mario World. So you see the foyer. You don't see any stairs or anything like that, but like you see the rug on the floor and right, like the interior of the castle walls. And then as you walk outside, right, and like if you were to turn right around, you would see the outside of the castle. So like what Mario sees from the front in Mario 64 with the it was fake, but it was still pretty cool. It was like the glass stained portrait
Which,
of Peach on the top of the castle. And then they had like the shrubs on the side and stuff like that. Obviously, they didn't have like the bridge because there was no water or anything like that. But it was still pretty cool. Like that was probably one of the more greater artistic things that I found like really like appealing about that part of the park. You know, like to me, I was like that really hit home. Like that was really cool. But the entire like section is just like the Mushroom Kingdom, right? So you'll see like kind of like the Super Mario World mountains in the background and all the toadstools like where you can just kind of sit around and everything looks so fucking shiny, like so plastic and shiny that like if you were to try to stand on top of it, you would slip off shiny. It's pretty nuts. One of the first things that we did is we just went right into the middle and we sat down and we just kind of took in the whole surrounding 360. It's not a very big section. They just kind of remodeled. I don't really know what was there previously, but they just remodeled like probably like I want to say it's probably like maybe 1,500 square feet. That's probably a little small as I'm thinking about it.
Now you lost me.
It's
All I heard was feet.
Same.
I want to say like compared to the rest of the park, it's kind of tiny. Let me put it to you that way. Because there's a cafe, there's one ride, there's something of like a secret attraction if you have like the wristband that you can buy from the souvenir store, a bathroom, and that's about it. That's all there is to it. So after we sat down in the middle, like the very first thing that I was very curious about, I was just like, I gotta see what the bathrooms are like here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Me and Gerry went to take a tinkle while holding hands, and inside of the bathroom, they
It's pretty
have
neat.
they have a yeah, it's the underwater theme in Mario. So you see like all the glubs and like the octopuses and all that other stuff, and then you hear the underwater theme. Everything is blue in there. I would say my favorite my favorite part about this experience, and I'm still thinking about this guy even now. There was a janitor in the bathroom who was dressed like Mario, and his mustache was not fake. So he had an actual mustache. It was a pretty thick mustache, and it was grown and groomed to look just like Mario's mustache. And my first thought was, I wondered if they pay him extra for that. Like it would just be so dope. It's just like, hey, this guy meets the fucking the character, you know, like he just fucking does the whole theme. Even grew in his mustache. She, you know, like just follows protocol or whatever the fuck, stays in character the whole time. Says "Mama Mia" as he's wiping the fucking piss, the little piss stains off the bottom of the urinal. You know, it's fucking great. Give him a raise. It's awesome. But yeah, I was like, overall, it was so surreal. It was pretty cool. I did take a video of us in line for the Mario Kart ride because that whole section, like I guess not a lot of people had tickets to. When we went, it was only open from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. The park was going to stay open till 2 a.m. So when we went, we were at like the 8:30, 9 o'clock mark. I think by the time we got in there, it was actually just turning 9 o'clock, if I remember. There's the Mario Kart ride that we talked about at the beginning. The actual, like, the fucking animatronics, the environments, just the whole set that they built for you walking and waiting in that line is pretty fucking cool. It's really rad. You get to go through basically Bowser's castle, and you see a whole bunch of plans and shit he has all over the wall. You see a bunch of like experiments and robots he's like tinkering with, like all the little like bombs and stuff that he would have made. You see blueprints of like his little hover thing that he has in Super Mario World, and then like his carts. And then it's just also tying in with like some of the stuff from the movie. Right as we're about to get into the section of the ride, there's like a little circular room that I guess like your group of people are gonna go into, and they'll play the promo video for what the ride is, and it's essentially a cup from Mario Kart, the Universal Studios Cup. So it's technically just one race, but like we're going through the whole thing, and they just kind of teach you how to actually do the interactivity for the ride. They give you a hat, and the hat goes over your head. It's got this knob on it. the elastic part that goes over the back of your fucking cranium, like of your skull, sits on your head, and then you turn the cap clockwise, and it's supposed to like screw on to tighten to fasten. Your cap is gonna slide on some like holographic interactive fucking
AR
lens
goggles.
AR thank you, some fucking AR goggles, and the AR goggles are connected to your steering wheel, which has the buttons on it, because you have buttons to basically fire your green shells. We're gonna share a cart. There's like 4 seats to a cart, and those 4 seats basically represent a team. So there are like I think 3 or 4 teams altogether per race, so to speak. So the promotion is just basically showing you, hey, like you're going to be seeing everything all around you. So no matter whether you turn left or right or up or down, you're going to see basically Mario and his crew, and then Bowser and his crew, and like all of the enemies and stuff. Your objective is to just basically collect as many coins as you can. The people who collect the most coins wins the race. The bullshit is they didn't exactly tell you when this was going to start. So the moment you put on your goggles, right, and the ride takes off, the moment you turn the corner, it immediately starts. There's like no warnings or anything like that. It just starts. The race doesn't technically start, but like the tutorial does, where you like see everything just shooting around and the music starts, and and it's just like already like a whole mess in my ears, and I'm a little like severely overwhelmed, but I'm getting the hang of it, and I'm just trying to like shoot these motherfuckers with as many shells as I have. I'm kind of hoarding them, like I'm not just kind of shooting blindly.
I was.
I think the cool thing, you didn't aim with your steering wheel or anything. You aim with your vision. So as long as you were looking in the direction of the person when you fire it, you're going to hit them, which was pretty cool. It took me a little bit to figure that out. You would occasionally get items, so it's not like you had to steer into them or anything. You got bonus coins if you steered in the right direction. So as like the ride is moving left or right, or is like making a turn to make a sharp right, or vice versa to make the sharp left, like it'll occasionally give you the warning arrows, and then like it'll ask you to just turn left or right. We could see how many coins we had in the bottom left corner. I don't know if those were shared or if those were individual, but yeah, it just like altogether you had to collect 100 coins to win the race, and then apart from that, whoever had the most coins was going to be first. The points and the actual winning of the race didn't really matter, only if you had one of these like wristbands that I mentioned a little earlier that you can buy from like the souvenir store. You were going to be able to like record your points. I mean, obviously none of us are just frequent Universal Studio goers, so getting the watch was a little pointless unless you're just going to collect the thing. And even then, they come in multiple variations, so you can get a Mario watch, a Luigi watch, a Princess watch, a Princess Peach watch, Princess Daisy watch, a Yoshi watch. So there was like so many of these things. We fucking got second place, which was sad. There was 3 of us. The first place winner had 139 coins. We ended up placing with 137. We were fucking 2 coins behind. Although Gerry says that if he didn't drop his lens, we would have won. I just think that if we just had like one extra person, we would have won regardless. Like we would have won and then some. I really got to say that it was definitely worth the money and the time. Like it was a really awesome experience. The haunted houses that I say was definitely worth the time and experience. There was it was the one that Gerry wanted to go see.
It was the ghost stories of Latin America, like La Llorona, and then a couple of others that were just as creepy.
The animatronics that they had was really detailed. It was really kind of horrific. I'm pretty sure it was the Sinonaba, but it also could have been La Llorona. The one that took it for me was like you just see this gigantic woman like basically devouring what I thought was a child from the midway. So like all you saw was like legs dangling, and you hear the crunching of bones and sinew. You see this giant thing like breaking in from the roof, literally just broken like from on top of like the corner of your room, and just grabbed you from directly on top of your bed. There's like blood everywhere. and you don't stop hearing the crunching, all of the chewing and shit like that. It's just on repeat, and it's just so unnerving. It was really fucking with me, and that's how I know it was so good. The window placements that they had and the placements that they had for this one particular house were so good. Every single back corner, like always, you always had to look over your shoulder, and when you did look over your shoulder, they had the placement from the window in front, and they would just move the curtain, and so you were looking behind you, not knowing that they were in front of you, and then they just kind of like reach out and pop out at you, and it freaks me the fuck out, dude. The three of us went in together, and we all came out individually. So at one point, each one of us were just like picking up speed, and we're just like, I need to get the fuck out of here. And I was the last one, so like as I was like turning all of the corners after they were just done, like all of the actors are able to reset and then get me again. Oh man, it was really nuts, man. There was this guy dressed in all black in a section of the haunted house that didn't have any lights at all. So he took his time. Like usually they're gonna come in as soon as you like go through the next section, like open the flap or whatever. But he like just took a minute and just waited until me and Gerry were just slightly in front of him before he just ran up on the both of us like from the corner. And I just heard Jerry go, "Oh God!" as he just kept walking. Fuck, man, it was so good. It was nice, man. It was a really good time. We were there really up until the park closed. What about you, man? Do you plan on doing anything for Halloween? Do they have anything like that out there?
They do, but I'm not doing anything for Halloween. I'll tell you though, I'm excited for next year because at New York Comic Con we got the announcement of Avatar: The Last Airbender fighting game, and that game looks sweet.
It does indeed. I am very, very excited for the prospects of what characters they can put into this game, because there were definitely a lot of cool benders in the Avatar universe, especially during the original series.
So this is being made by the team that made Diesel Legacy, which I talked about like a while ago on the podcast, and as well as the game they're known for, which is them fighting herds. So they got some good fighting games under their belt. It's all going to be hand-drawn animation. It does kind of suck that the roster is only going to be 12 characters at launch, but it's understandable. What I'm interested in seeing, though, is on the Steam page it describes that there's going to be assist characters that help amplify your moveset or something along those lines. They put out like a little trailer for the characters just fighting each other, get to see some cool combos. Mm-hmm. In the background, like in the middle layer from the stage and the characters, there are characters that are standing there on either side of the screen. So it's like those might be the assist characters, and I was curious of what are they going to be, like what do they represent as far as like assists and combos go? Like if you get Appa with Aang, does your airbending attacks do more damage or something?
I'm curious if you get to choose your assist character, because from what I see, or at least from what I see, it doesn't show them kind of mixing things up. It just shows Aang always having Appa, or Zuko always having what is it, the huntress lady with the anteater, or his girlfriend. The prospect of having like these multiple characters trying to fight, and then with what you're saying now, like having assist characters, if it's what I'm thinking of, and like maybe we have the option to add playable characters as assist characters as well as other characters, then it would be kind of like Mortal Kombat. Specifically like the most recent one, Mortal Kombat 1, where you can just have like assist characters kind of just step in and help you do like combo extenders, more or less. And that sounds cool. But I would also hope that, unlike Mortal Kombat 1, they can anticipate how they would end up making their gameplay and try to make sure that the game's a little bit more balanced there. Mortal Kombat 1 is cool, but obviously that game isn't really well received as well as some of the other Mortal Kombat games. So there's always a direction that they're going in with, particular mechanics when they want to introduce things like assist characters in that way. Hopefully we do get an updated trailer on that somewhat down the line. and then we can see more about that so that we can kind of speculate what's gonna happen more.
I kind of hope we get some Korra characters because there's some good ones there for sure.
Did you watch season 3 of Korra?
I watched all of Korra.
Everybody really likes season 3, and that would be because of that air that he's not an air. Technically, he's a nomad.
No, he's an airbender that was a prisoner.
Yeah, because he was like a radical terrorist or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
But yeah, that guy was really cool. Like I would really expect him, maybe Tenzin, to be in the fighting games.
Yeah, I guess it depends. Like, so you get 12 slots. You have Aang and Korra, right? You have 2 avatars, so that's it for that. You have all the other benders from Team Avatar, as well as it looks like Azula and Sokka as well. I would want to see what the hell is her name in Korra?
You're talking about the one that doesn't have bending powers? Oh, Asami?
Yeah, Asami. I think she'd be cool because she has like the tech stuff.
One of Toph's daughters would be cool too. I don't know if you remember Lynn, the police chief.
Oh no, yeah, she's great.
She would like hands down. She would fit too. And then if not Boomy, I'm sorry, if not Tenzin, then probably Boomy or their sister. Like I just feel like they would have to kind of mix up and throw in somebody. But my bet is if they're gonna have to stick with Korra characters, it's probably gonna be like the real big people or just Mako and Bolin. Like it's either gonna be Team Korra or it's gonna be Korra and Amon and Kuvira and whatever his name is, Zahir, like just either the big bads plus Korra or Korra and her team, but not both. I hope that they have plans for DLC characters, and if that was the case, I hope they really consider putting in the other avatars. If we had Avatar Juan, fucking Yang Chen, or of course they could also do
Who, Kyoshi? Yeah, I think she would be the one to pick. Just because she's the
she's like the warrior avatar.
Yeah, so she would have like the Kyoshi warrior moveset if they don't add is it Suki, right?
Yeah.
We definitely need to have at least one more non-bender. So I do hope it's Suki, if not, or Azumi. What was it? Asami?
Yeah, Asami Soto. Did you hear or see that? And I guess this is kind of a little bit of old news. Did you ever play or hear about a game called Stray?
The cat game.
The cat game, right. I think it's the director or the writer. Okay, yeah, the writer making a new game. And this is in collaboration with Dave Bautista. And so he's doing the voice for the main character of this game. And the game is called Cat Assassin. You would expect something to be a little silly with the name Cat Assassin. It didn't look that bad to me. It looked pretty lit. Like, I definitely think that this is going to be one of those like games where you're definitely going to have a little bit of fun with the combat mechanic. If they're going to combine anything with level mechanics that Stray had and all the possibilities that are there within, this concept looks really cool to me. Like it just genuinely like it sounds like it would hit. Like it takes me back to basically like Naughty Dog when they were still working with all the games right before The Last of Us, like the PS2 days.
Talking about Jack and Daxter?
Yeah, a little bit like that. Probably with not as much platforming though. I don't know.
Oh, it's a side scroller, huh?
And they have like this whole like cinematic trailer thing. That's pretty cool. It reminds me of like like Night City, like Cyberpunk.
Yeah, it looks like it's set in the world of Stray, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just dystopian, but dystopian is kind of vague at this point. Did you see that the manga for Frieren went into hiatus again?
Oh, did it?
Mm-hmm. Stated to be an indefinite hiatus, just like before. The author, Kanehito Yamada, and I guess the artist, Tsukasa Abe, they're having like health concerns. So they're just putting the manga on break for now, which I think is fine because season 2 for Frieren hasn't come out yet. It was just announced not that long ago, so when it airs in January for next year, I think that they'll still have a lot of room to work with because the first season didn't even cover like I think a good portion of the manga, so I think they should be okay. You got far into the manga, didn't you?
Yeah, I caught up, but I'm behind like a few chapters now. Like I haven't read since it came back from the hiatus the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy freaking news, man. I can't believe it. Well, I guess I kind of can, but man, the fact that we're finally getting Sunken Rock officially in English it's so crazy, man. I'm so ready. We already got Origin translated in English and some other stuff from Boichi that's out here officially. So it's just great to see that we're getting that.
Who's doing the localization?
Kodama, yeah, I figured. Yeah, omnibus style, perfect edition, 2-in-1s for volumes. Starting release next year.
Yeah, I gotta be on the lookout for that. I would really want to collect those actually, because I really liked his art style for Sunken Rock.
Yeah, have you read his other stuff?
Didn't he do like a spin-off of Sunken Rock with the one guy from Japan? I remember the guy reminded me of like Young Bak from Bleach.
I don't know. I know there is the Gaiden, like the little spin-off stuff. I still need to read those. His other series is Origin that I mentioned earlier. That's already out here in English. That one's freaking fantastic. I need to go back to see if there's any more chapters translated. But Wallman,
Did he do something called Trigun? Or not Trigun?
He did do Trigun.
What do you say? What do you say he did Trigun? What do you mean?
There's an anthology volume called Trigun Multiple Bullets, and Boichi did a chapter for that.
Oh, he did a chapter for that. Oh, was it like multiple artists?
Yeah, his chapter takes place after the end of Trigun Maxim. Okay, so yeah, I've only read Origin from him. I need to read more, but yeah, the fun thing about his stuff, all of his mangas that he writes are technically set in the same world.
Like it would just happen either at the same time or like past or present to the other stories.
Yeah, so like for Origin, as an example, towards the end, we see an older Ken show up. So that was pretty cool. And then I believe Ken shows up in Wallman as well, or the character Wallman is in Sunken Rock.
Yeah, these are badass. It looks like he did a one-shot for One Piece too. I'm looking up some of this stuff.
He did the manga adaptation for the Ace light novels. And then he did do a
remake of Chapter 51 of One Piece.
Yeah, he did 2 chapters. He did the Zoro and Mihawk fight, and then he did the Nami and Kefla fight. Boichi's great. I think he's a fantastic mangaka. I'm not the biggest fan of his current art direction, which is like the Dr. Stone art style. I like it, but if his old art style was for these One Piece chapters, it would be crazy. And like, not to say like it all looks bad. Like you see Whitebeard, Jinbei, and Shanks in his art style. They look intimidating, man. It's so good. But yeah, just like, I don't know, like the way his proportions are pretty cartoony in a way. I don't know. It just pulls me out a little bit.
I mean, they look like Bratz characters when he draws his females. Like
yeah, I can see that.
Kefla, yeah, not Khalifa. She's definitely given off the vibe. I tell you, man, the way that he draws clothes, though, it's always gonna be good.
I saw the other day at the end of the month, we're gonna get the volume 1 for Law's light novel. Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to that. I have the light novels for the Heroine series. So far the first 2, the only 2. The Ace side story, like A and B.
Last thing I just want to bring up, we got the new visuals for Trigun Stargaze. That's the season 2 of the CG show. We finally see her, man. Millie Thompson back in the show. Everything's okay.
Everything is okay now.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to give Stampede a chance. No, not Stampede.
No, Stampede. You're right.
Am I? Because I think that's the movie. Oh no, no, the movie Stampede is for One Piece. Okay, I got it mixed up. Yeah, for the first season's Trigun Stampede. Well, all right, gamers, we're gonna wrap it up for today. So thank you for listening as always. If you have any questions or comments, you could send those to unversedpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll be sure to bring them up on future episodes. So thank you guys, and we'll catch you later.